The UK education system, meant to be a place of equal opportunity, often falls short for black children. They face harsher punishments, lower expectations, and a curriculum that doesn't reflect their history. Black students are disciplined more harshly for the same offences as their white peers, stereotyped as disruptive or aggressive, leading to unfair labelling and isolation. This bias starts as early as primary school, impacting self-esteem and academic progress. The lack of black representation in teaching staff exacerbates the problem. It's about dismantling structures that perpetuate inequality, ensuring every child has the opportunity to thrive. Cheryl Phoenix is a mother who knows this reality all too well. Her son's experiences in the UK education system opened her eyes to the deeply ingrained prejudices black children face daily. Cheryl's sons, like many black students, were often singled out, disciplined more harshly, and viewed through a lens of suspicion. Their experiences weren't isolated incidents. They were symptomatic of a larger pattern within the school system. Cheryl saw her son's spirits slowly chipped away, their confidence eroded by a system that seemed designed to hold them back. It was about the long-term impact of systemic racism on a child's psyche, their belief in themselves and their ability to navigate the world. She had to speak up, not just as a mother protecting her children, but as a voice for countless others facing the same injustices. Cheryl soon discovered that the discriminatory practices her sons faced were disturbingly common. Schools were using isolation and unofficial exclusions as tools to manage black students, often for fabricated reasons. These tactics, while less overt than outright racism, were equally damaging. Isolation rooms, intended for short-term calming periods, were being used as extended punishments for black students, sometimes for minor infractions or perceived disrespect. This practice, often without proper justification or parental consent, had a detrimental effect on their mental well-being and academic progress. Unofficial exclusions, where students were sent home without formal procedures, were another tactic used to push black children out of the education system. These exclusions, often for subjective reasons like disruptive behavior or attitude problems, lack transparency and accountability. The consequences of these discriminatory practices extend far beyond the school gates. They contribute to a phenomenon known as the school-to-prison pipeline, where black children are disproportionately represented in the criminal justice system. By pushing black students out of school, the system sets them up for failure, increasing their likelihood of contact with the police and incarceration. The pipeline begins with zero-tolerance policies, which criminalize minor offenses, leading to suspensions, expulsions, and increased police presence in schools. Black students, already facing bias and harsher punishments, are disproportionately affected by these policies. Instead of addressing the root causes of behavioral issues, such as learning disabilities or trauma, the system resorts to punitive measures, pushing these students further away from education and towards the criminal justice system. This cycle of disadvantage has devastating consequences for black communities, perpetuating poverty, inequality, and mass incarceration. Cheryl Phoenix refused to let her sons become another statistic. Fueled by her experiences and the stories of countless other parents, she channeled her anger and frustration into action. She founded the Black Child Agenda, a movement dedicated to dismantling systemic racism in education and fighting for justice and equality for black children. The Black Child Agenda is more than just an organization, it's a call to action. It's a demand for accountability, transparency, and a radical shift in how the UK education system treats black children. The agenda calls for an end to discriminatory practices like isolation and unofficial exclusions, advocating for restorative justice approaches that address the root causes of behavioral issues. At the heart of the Black Child Agenda is the belief that black children deserve an education system that nurtures their potential, celebrates their identities, and provides them with the tools to succeed. Cheryl's story is a stark reminder that the fight for racial justice is far from over. The struggle for equal opportunities in education continues, and it's a battle we must all join. Supporting the Black Child Agenda means actively challenging racist attitudes in our lives and communities. We must hold officials accountable for policies that dismantle the school-to-prison pipeline. Demand transparency and accountability from our schools for safe, welcoming spaces. The fight for educational justice is about the soul of our nation. Stand with Cheryl Phoenix and the Black Child Agenda for a better future.